It was a cold, rainy evening when Lily and Mark pulled up to the old Oakwood Ridge house, their new home. The house loomed dark and eerie, surrounded by towering trees whose branches scraped against the windows. The realtor had warned them that the house had a history, but they dismissed it as superstition. As they stepped out of the car, Lily felt a sudden chill in the air, her breath misting in the damp night. The first night in the house was unsettling. The wind howled outside, and the walls creaked with every gust. Lily woke in the middle of the night to the sound of footsteps echoing through the hallway, though Mark was asleep beside her. Her heart raced as she cautiously stepped out of bed to investigate, but found nothing but the quiet, oppressive darkness. On the second day, Lily discovered a large, old portrait hanging in the living room. It depicted a family, an older man and woman with 2 children, their eyes oddly lifelike. There was something unsettling about the way the figures stared at her, as if they were watching her every move. Mark brushed it off, but Lily couldn't shake the feeling that the family was somehow connected to the house's dark past. As Lily unpacked, she began to hear whispers coming from the walls. Soft, unintelligible murmurs that seemed to move from room to room. At first, she thought it was just the house settling, but the sound grew more distinct, like a low, insistent chant. The whispers always stopped when Mark entered the room, but they would start again as soon as he left. One afternoon, Lily was exploring the attic when she found a hidden door behind a stack of old furniture. It was small and narrow, barely noticeable. Her curiosity piqued. She opened it to reveal a cramped space filled with dusty old boxes and papers. The air was thick, and a strong sense of unease filled her as she scanned the forgotten contents. Among the clutter in the hidden room, Lily found a leather-bound journal. Its pages were yellowed with age, and the writing inside was hurried and frantic. The entries described disturbing events, strange figures in the night, people disappearing without a trace, and a curse that haunted the land. The last entry, dated 1921, simply read, "They are coming for me." That evening, as Lily and Mark sat down for dinner, Lily caught a glimpse of a shadow in the corner of her eye. It was tall and thin, standing motionless just beyond the window. When she turned to show Mark, the figure vanished. Mark dismissed it as a trick of the light, but Lily couldn't shake the feeling that something was watching them. The next day, an elderly man appeared at their doorstep. His weathered face was gaunt, and his eyes were deep-set, as if he'd seen things no one should. He introduced himself as Mr. Hawthorne, the previous owner of the house, and warned them that they needed to leave. "The spirits never let go of this place," he muttered, his voice trembling, before walking away without another word. That night, just past midnight, Lily was startled by a knock at the door. When she opened it, no one was there. But on the porch, she found a small wooden box with strange symbols carved into it. Inside was a single, decayed finger, wrapped in old cloth, and a note that read, "You should have left when you had the chance." The atmosphere in the house grew thicker each day, as if the shadows themselves were closing in. Mark began to suffer from vivid nightmares, waking up drenched in sweat, his body trembling. Lily's own anxiety grew as she found herself hearing footsteps in the hall, even when she was alone. The house had become more than just a home. It was a prison, and they were trapped inside it. One afternoon, while cleaning the upstairs room, Lily heard a child's laughter coming from the hallway. She turned to see a young girl standing in the doorway, her clothes ragged and stained. The girl smiled and then vanished into thin air. Lily, trembling, searched the house, but there was no sign of the child anywhere. As dusk fell, Lily heard soft crying from the attic. Hesitant, she made her way up the stairs where the sound grew louder. When she opened the attic door, a figure in white stood at the far end facing the corner. As she stepped closer, the figure turned, revealing a woman's face twisted in agony. "Help me," the woman whispered before vanishing into the air. In the upstairs bathroom, Lily noticed a mirror that seemed out of place. It was old, with an ornate frame, but the reflection didn't match the room. Instead, it showed the hallway outside, where shadows moved of their own accord. She reached out to touch the glass, but the surface felt cold and unnaturally smooth, sending a shiver down her spine. Mark's behavior began to change. He grew distant, pale, and often muttered things to himself that didn't make sense. One night, Lily found him standing in the center of the living room, staring at the walls, whispering in a language she didn't understand. When she approached him, his eyes turned black as coal, and with a bone-chilling scream, he collapsed, lifeless. Desperate to understand the curse, Lily ventured into the hidden room again. This time, the journal seemed to pulse with a strange energy. As she read aloud from the last entry, the air grew heavy, and the shadows in the room twisted into horrifying forms. The spirits of the past, bound to the house for eternity, began to materialize, their anguished cries echoing through the walls. She realized too late that escaping Oakwood Ridge would cost more than just her soul. Thanks for watching, and do not forget to like, share, and subscribe our channel for more new videos.